We're joined by Terry. How are you doing?
Get over, mate. You're right, pal.
I'm all right, pal, after that run this morning. What do you think to my video this morning?
Rate good
My
run.
knackers
Rate
off.
good video. Yeah, mate. You've been on a good run this year, mate. You're having a strong 2025.
Yeah, yeah. Only a 2.7 miler this morning. But like I said to you, you know what? Sometimes you get that bite, it gets that biting cold, and you get up and you just don't fancy it. Your bones ache from the day before.
Yeah.
But I didn't run yesterday or train, but it's only one I missed in 29 days now. So I'm really happy like how it's going. Puts you in a good mindset, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'll probably need to go out for a run at some point after this.
Yeah, well, listen, it's easy done, but or just go for a walk.
Now, because I normally walk, but I use a walk to clear my head. I think we're running. I mean, just get the heart rate up, kick all the rubbish, kick all the rubbish out the lungs and that. You know how it is, Russ.
Yeah. Listen, can I ask you about this here? Griffonia 5-HTP complex. Been told
Um,
that it helps you sleep and that. Because I'm having problems sleeping and that.
it feels a bit like a nootropic if you got 5-HTP on there.
Yeah, I got it from Amazon. But
Yeah, so it should be good for like kind of brain well-being and stuff. Just kind of de-stress you.
it's either that or Zopiclone, but them Zopiclone, bad side effects on them, I've been told, isn't there?
Now, if you're trying to kip, mate, get some ZMA.
So, what can you get that from Holland and Barrett or Amazon?
Yeah, 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 easy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, get a good one. You probably want to go with Optimum Nutrition for ZMA. 3 capsules a night, mate. You'll be kipping nicely.
But I think that Oakley's Terry do look like an ounce.
Could have been runner being.
Looking too good, is it, for them? Funny thing about it is, I've got a pair to drive, a pair to watch telly, and this is for computer. Because if you're on computer, your eyes can deteriorate. If you're looking close up all the time. But I've got to be like within 24 inch. But if I try and look at telly, it's all blurred. But
Yeah.
I don't know, I look like a wrong in them.
No, no, no. You make it work, man. You might need a button-up shirt with it just to complete the look.
Button, top button, like all other
Yeah.
ones do. But so you've been all right, yeah?
Mate, just getting on with it. You know how it is.
Yeah. Obviously, the big news at the moment is Daniel Dubois. What do you make of it all, Terry? On Wednesday, it looked like he was bouncing about, and then Thursday, it's all over, isn't it? What's going on? Do you think?
I never felt like, like normally in a fight week, Daniel will give you something. Like he'll give you there'll be something, there'll be a little video you can clip, right?
Mm.
And it lets you know that he's excited for the fight. He'll say something. And it hasn't happened this week, which made me think maybe they've known for a while, but you got to sell your pay-per-views.
Yeah,
You got to keep everyone happy for a bit. But I refuse to believe Martin Bacoli was the first name that they called.
I do.
I refuse to believe it. I'm going to give you my Porky Russ theory. I think they rang Joe Joyce and were told Joe's not in the gym, so he's in no shape to be fighting at all. I think they probably rang Dillian, and Dillian's like, I'm in no shape to be fighting, and there's no point in me risking a potential shot at AJ or somebody because I'm not fit. And then after that, you're looking at what's on your current card, aren't you? Like Cabayel, probably not, just because no one's going to buy that as a main event. And Zhang already lost to Parker. So you kind of just left with Bacoli. So I imagine Bacoli was probably the last one they rang, and that's why he's only arriving now.
What about Bacoli? Well, Billy Nelson, a few fights back, said that Bacoli, because the people were going on about him being 20 stone and that, he's 22 and a half stone, but a few fights back, Billy Nelson was saying that he rehydrates and all that on fight night and it became a 6, 7 pounds. So he could be, in theory, 23 stone in that ring tonight. Is
Why
that
would you have to
correct?
rehydrate though if you don't have to make weight?
Well, don't they have water before and all that? Do you know what I mean? And
Um, you
they
probably
have a
will
meal,
come.
don't they, and all that, don't they, in the afternoon? That's if he's 22 and a half, what could he be tomorrow tonight?
I actually think you probably want to be pooing before you fight. I mean, get everything out of your system.
Wow. It's he's a big man, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he's a physically big man, but if you haven't been prepping for this kind of fight tonight, which is going to be a high activity fight.
Mm.
I mean, if you're him, you've got to get this done inside of 4 or 5 rounds.
Yeah. Well, it's he's going to come out swingers then, isn't he, Bacoli? You think?
I think he'll just be Bacoli, won't he? He'll start slow, and then he'll warm into it, and he'll start letting his hands go, and then Parker will realize he hits a lot harder than he remembers, and then then it's up to Parker. Like, can your superior fitness and sharpness win out over what Bacoli brings?
Yeah. Derek Chisora, he said that he's getting 3 million and he's still got the Ajagba fight in May. Bacoli. Derek comes out and speaks a lot of truth, doesn't he? And just tells it straight, doesn't he? Basically, in his interviews, he don't give a flying, does he?
No. That's a great deal, though. They probably offered Derek the deal, but then Derek's like, "Yeah, I'm knackered."
Yeah, but do you think that it should be right that he still gets that IBF final eliminator, even if he loses tonight?
Yes, because he's kind of doing boxing a favor here.
Why is it they could have got anybody to take that fight?
Who?
Jack Massey, they took it.
Okay, but no one in Saudi knows who Jack is, really, apart from Opataya. Do you know what I mean? Apart from losing to Opataya. So that's a hard one.
He's been in with Parker, though, Jack, hasn't he?
What's his has he fought since Opataya?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
So you can understand that's a hard sell.
Well, I mean, there's loads that would have took that, but putting a man in that the saying's had an 8-week camp. How can he have an 8-week camp if he's 22 and a half? Clementines. He's not, has he?
That's what I'm saying to you. That's why I don't think he's the first person they called.
No. And he's just come off 3 aeroplanes. Conga to Ethiopia to Saudi, to Dubai to Saudi.
Why didn't they just get him a private jet?
Well, there you go.
I don't understand that. Like, you're paying him enough. Just send the private jet to get him.
Well, that's what it said on TalkSport, isn't it? So, and you've got Juggiers Oliver said it's a better fight than the Dubois Parker one, the Bacoli Parker. Do you agree with that, Terry?
The stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Why would they come out? Do you think these people come out and they say that because they want an arse lick and nobody's told them to say, or do you think they've been told to say, or do you think they feel like they have to say? You know, like the Gad said to Tyson Fury, Derek's a better fighter now than when he fought you the first and second time, and Tyson Fury just said, shut up, and walked off, didn't he? Because even he knew that would BS, didn't he? What do you think when they're coming out with stuff like that, these TalkSport lickers, or the Gad and Juggies Oliver saying to Joshua, you were beating the best boxer in the world for 10 rounds. You were out, you were schooling him for the first 10 rounds. Why do these people at TalkSport feel the need to go above and beyond and put nonsense into our heads or into casual fans' heads? Why do they feel the need to do that?
I'm going to blame you for that.
Me? Why me?
Yeah. No, but if you think most boxing fans, if they tune into Porky's Corner, right?
Yeah.
Porky's Corner happens at a certain level. So to get the fans' attention, you can't just be, like you'd say, you can't just be on that company man talk, can you? So Spencer Oliver's probably going, what can I say that's going to get me some attention?
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. He's going, right, if I say this is a better fight, someone like Porky Russ is going to jump all over this. That's my mission accomplished.
So then I squeal for him to be sacked.
There you go.
Why the silence from Daniel Dubois, Terry?
This is always the case, isn't it? Like, let's just get through the fight, get everyone back to the UK, and we'll deal with what we have to deal with. That's why things happened. And also, like, he's not really a talker. Don's not really a talker, although he was after Dubois beat Joshua. But I think this is one of those where you've just got to get through the day. And then I think the story will filter out over time about what really happened. But I don't think there's anything sinister. Like, I just think sometimes things happen like this. And it's a lesson to everyone in boxing, Russ. If it was me, if I was a heavyweight now and I knew there were 2 heavyweight fights happening in Saudi, I'd have been in camp just like they were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? and I would have been ready. You almost want to be looking like, who were their sparring partners? I would have been looking at, if their sparring partners were halfway decent, guys, can you get on a plane? Because I would have had my passport, bag packed, everything ready, just in case.
Yeah.
Because who's the kid from your area? Is it Padley?
Josh Padley's from Donny, yeah.
Yeah. So look at him, man. He's about to earn more money than the McDonald brothers did in their whole career.
I know.
I mean, don't know if you owe
they're
Steffi a cut.
plasterers now.
Yeah. Well, they'll be plastering for him after tonight.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? And Jamie McDonald's got 5 wins over world champions, former, current, and future. We've got a great season, hasn't he?
Yeah. And what? Padley's fought on Saudi shows twice, and you know he's made more money than those two did.
I know, you couldn't make it up, could you?
We've tried.
Antihistamines. Bricktop's interview with Umar IFL Umar. What did you make of it? Are they trying to tell us half a story to cover the tracks?
So I haven't heard that one. What did he say?
Oh, come on, Terry. You must have heard it.
No, the only Umar one I caught was the Spencer Brown one.
Well, reading between the lines, they've more or less said that he's been taking them for a virus. But if apparently, allegedly, people are saying online that they're not banned list for VADA. So I'm starting to wonder if that's true and Bricktop's got his story right. They've maybe admitted taking that, and maybe they've pulled him before he got it come on top for him. It's all a bit clouded in mystery what's gone on in it. But Daddy Don Charles, he's not got a virus. Nobody else has got it, only him. But Spencer Brown said he's just got flu. Bricktop says it's a bad virus. So what is it? I want to know.
So influenza is a virus. So technically they can both be right at the same time.
Yeah, but you don't have antibiotics for a virus, do you?
Well, antibiotics are antihistamines.
No, antihistamines are saying he's had, but isn't that an antibiotic or something? But it's a bad antibiotic.
So antihistamines is basically to kind of minimize the body's response to what you call it, inflammation and stress. So like when you get hay fever.
Yeah.
Right. Hay fever is your body's response to stress. Like there's like something foreign in us, panic stations, and then the antihistamines calm that down. So the histamine is the thing that kicks everything off. Is what I'd say. So, and the thing is, if you look on these containers, there'll be something on there. You go, oh God, that's on the banned list. If you see what I mean.
You think they bottled it and said, "Oh, you haven't took that, have you? We're going to have to pull you now to play it safe." You think that's a possibility?
Maybe, but isn't that the right thing to do though? Isn't that exactly what we've said boxing should do?
Yeah, but that's the correct thing to do. If he's took some by accident, it's the best thing to do. But we're not hearing anything from Don Charles, and normally we can't get him off YouTube. Fight week and all that, and we haven't heard anything from him all week. And I was starting to think to myself, what's going on here? Why is Don Charles not doing any interviews? Do you know what I mean? It was all been a bit quiet from Team Dubois. Do you think?
I felt that from the start. I've never this week. I haven't believed he was going to fight. I've just had this feeling of there's something not right here.
Yeah.
Because normally, because really, for being honest, that's the fight people really want to see, right? Because that's the one that's promising destruction. No one's really talking about Bivol Beterbiev. I don't care what the hardcore say. No one is talking about that fight because we've already seen it.
Yeah, and they cancelled each other out in the Bivol and Beterbiev, didn't they? Really, well, like a sparring session, wasn't it? Really, a good spar.
Yeah, too much respect shown. I think both just have to go for it this time. If they really want to get the love of the fans, you just got to go for it.
Because they stunk it out last time, didn't they? Really?
No. Whoa, no. There was a lot.
I wanted to see a bit more action.
There was a lot of heavy leather thrown in that, Russ. I think we all
negated it. Bivol negated it. It reminded me. Well, I'm not as bad as that as Joshua Parker. Parker, first one.
No, I think if someone's got the punch stats in the comments, I'm sure. But I think if you look at the punch stats, that was a high activity fight. The only thing was they're both very, very tough. So you weren't getting the legs buckling there was no moment where you're like, oh, because it was just two solid men hitting each other.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the flex Ingle verdict on it, on this, because he's a bit of an expert on what you can and can't take, isn't he?
Yeah, with BYD dealership.
Yeah. Well, they've got to keep that company car going, haven't they? Because you're not training any fighters, is it? Amateur or pro.
Brad Goldsmith.
Hey, well,
He's training.
they're not doing what they were up there, are they? You're not. Yeah, he's not
Okay.
got a chocker gym, has he? He's doing more sit downs with old Bill than Bertie Smalls. So
Yo, every time you say "old Bill," I always go back to that video you did.
Oh, about him.
Where you were like, what was it you said? Oh, they say you should feel sorry for him. He's got a heart murmur. You were like, I don't give a shit.
I don't believe any of that nonsense, me. Taking a year out and that, and what?
But he's making good videos, though. Give him his.
I'll give him his dues. I'll give him his dues. Yeah, he sent me an email, saying, "Oh, you'd love to do something with me." Like, heck, I'll have you on my channel and vice versa. No, I won't. But
yeah, come on.
That. I'm next door to his pal.
We should have that. You go on his, he comes on yours.
Nah, not for me.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, you can press the tape recorder button.
Do you think they've all been a bit vague with this, Terry?
I think they've realised the more they talk, the more problems they create.
Like the Ben thing, like the Crusher Ben one.
Yeah, better not to talk.
Like Dennis McCann, and they've learned from the Ben one, haven't they?
But that McCann one, didn't he fail for like Trembolo?
Oof. Yeah. So he's in a lot of trouble in him. They're looking to hammer him, aren't they?
Oh, you can't find that in eggs. I promise you that, mate. There's no Trembolone in eggs, Russ.
I know. Duck eggs. That's what I've just had in my shake. Duck eggs.
See, look at you. Gone all posh, haven't you now?
Nah, that's all they had, mate. Duck eggs. They'll have a sack of taters, some duck eggs, if you don't mind. Love. Still had duck shit on them. That's how I like them. From them like farm shops outside at motorway, when you see a sign, it's usually homemade honey or duck eggs.
Yeah. Hey, that's good for you, man. That's good for the probiotics.
Do you know how much it was, Terry, for a sack of taters? 25 kilo. 20 quid. Yeah. I mean, where's that coming? I remember when it used to be like a $5. 20 quid for a sack of taters. What is all that about? Big uns as well, like, big jacket one.
Oh, mate, well, what is it? What is it that they'd probably say in the comment section? 2-tier Kia, mate. This is Keir Starmer's Britain.
Hey, genetically modified jacket tape is that big. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a tough one, really. This Parker Bacola, because I'm starting to wonder if Bacola's going to be able to get right ring at that size.
Do you know he looked messy walking into the hotel, mate. He looked messy.
Messy?
Yeah.
Big Mitchell, man. I thought Dylan White looked fat when I seen an interview with him other day, but he looks messy, and it's not. I know what it's like to carry loads of weight around, and it's not good, mate. It's not good. Obviously, now I'm fit as a butcher's dog, aren't I now? But I've had to work. It took me donkey's years to get like this.
Yeah, Yorkshire's David Goggins, mate. That's what they're calling you.
Well, anybody who can go from £400 to 162, I challenge anybody to do that. No, fair enough. I don't have a gastric man, but that's not guaranteed. Do you know what I mean? There's no in the band now, no fluid, so it doesn't work now. So you got to maintain it, because otherwise, I'm one of them. I can sit munching. I mean, I watched that. I seen that video this morning. I was running it, Apocalypto, whatever, Mel Gibson thing. It's 2006 film. I watched that and subtitles. I thought, what am I doing here? But what a great film! And I kept thinking about steaming into them them matchmaker things. I mean, I'll show. Yeah. And I haven't done steamed into it yet.
I love this. We're getting weight loss advice.
Yeah. I haven't steamed into them yet. How's about that for discipline, Terry? I kept thinking about these little beauties, because back in the day, it were these or Rice Krispie. Oh, not open them yet. It were these or Rice Krispie squares, and I'd just sit there munching forever until they were coming out my ear hole, out my arsehole. You know what I mean? But I thought it's too late to be doing that, and you just end up putting a pound of weight on, and then your jeans feel a bit tighter and blah, 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 and it just alters my mindset.
Then you start jiggling a bit, which is the annoying part.
Yeah, you're doing your 500 sit-ups every single morning, and you think to yourself, We'll do that on ab toner, but you can feel them, you know, when you eat out like that. You know, when you, because I'm a little bit more shredded now, aren't I, kid? But it's hard work, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Keeping, maintaining it when you've got some, I've got like an angel and devil's saying, oh, pork, them matchmaker things in fridge are all nice and cold. They've been there all day. And then angel on the other side saying, Porky, no, don't do it, P, don't do it. And it's like, oh, and you're torn. It was a bit like when I was heroin addict. I'd have every Monday I was going to sort my head out. Oh, that's it, Monday. You watch me, Monday. I'm going to do my rip. You know, and by Monday tea time, I'd be shaking like a leaf. I'd be like, you know what? We'll leave it till next Monday. We'll leave it another week. It went on like that for 10 years. So, but now I find it hard to resist. But keep looking at them, mate. Do you know what I mean? I wonder if these are going to be still in fridge next video I do with you, mate. It'd be a miracle if they are, won't it?
They'll be gone, mate.
They'll be gone, won't they? I'll know her one day and just say, right, I'm having a treat.
Just remember us, mate. I'm watching you from the moon, mate.
What? What, like MI5 and watching Big John Fury? Where is Big John Fury, Terry? Can you tell me? Where is that? Where is that? John, when I see you, I'm going to give you a big kiss and a big hug. Come here, John. You know you want to go off the pork and a little guns, kid.
He's probably just chilling now, isn't he?
Chilling with all his dough. Listen, This is how I look at it, right? He's never going to have a fight, is he? It's like Big Joe Egan and Mickey Field. They're never going to have a fight. They're just going to talk about it, aren't they? Let's all talk about having a fight, but not have one. You know what I mean? It's just fucking pony, innit? But we want to know where he is because since Ustek bladdered his lad for the second time, we've not heard from him, have we? We haven't had a peek out of the man.
Didn't really hear much of him during the fight week, did we?
Now, do you know what I think has gone on? I think they said, here, pipe down you this time. That's what I think had gone on there because he made his son look a bit daft in nutting that young kid, didn't he?
Yeah. You know.
What did you make of that, Terry?
You know, there you go. That's the pork.
That's
there.
the proper Oakley's, mate.
Mate. We know a rant's on its way. When the shades come on, we know there's a rant coming.
Do you know them other ones I had, right? Do you know they smashed my teeth out in the back of that cop car? I lost my glasses in the cop car, and I thought I'm going to sue them for them, and I'm going to sue them for my teeth when we get in that court. And we got in court, they went, oh, the car was signed out at 7:00 in the morning, but the camera had got faulty in the day. But luckily, a member of the public filmed it and saved my bacon. And I got judge and chambers, didn't I, after 2 weeks of my sentence. But the point I want to make is, I love Oakley's, man. I just love them. Let me tell you a little story about Oakley glasses, right? Do you know the guy who set the company up? I forgot his name. Is it Jim Summit? He was only small fry. And do you know Agassi, Andre Agassi, in late 80s? Yeah. He picked up a pair and put them on in a game, right? And he had ripped jeans. Remember he used to wear ripped jeans?
Yeah.
And he put a pair of these Oakleys on, and that was it. Boom. He woke up one morning in Vegas at his gaff, and there was a big wagon outside Agassi's house. And he went, what you want? He said, sign here for this. He went, what? And they opened back at wagon, and it was a Corvette. And he said, there you go. That was from owner of Oakley because he took massive orders in. And I mean massive. So it just shows you, doesn't it? Some pony little company can have a superstar like that, put your glasses on, and there you go. And that was before internet, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we all used to watch tennis, though.
Eh?
Because remember, like, we all used to watch tennis because there used to be all the tennis shows. There used to be like an ATP tour weekly, and you always see Agassi. Remember when he had the mullet? But it was kind of thinning on top. You could tell even back then. It was kind of thinning on top.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah, but you're better at tennis.
Yeah, that's my little Oakley stuff. But I know the mainly skiing glasses, aren't they, and all that mainly. That's where they make
the outdoors glasses, aren't they?
They do everything now, don't they? Prescription and I've got about 3.
Yeah, remember Edgar Davids used to wear them for Tottenham and for Juventus.
Yeah. Edgar Davids had them, didn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah. Where's Eddie Hills now in the stratosphere as regards promoting, Terry? Where is he now? Where is he?
As Porky would say, he's on the outside looking in. Or what would you say? He's out there with his begging bowl.
He's out there with begging. Is he like just an agent for Bricktop now in Turkey?
So I think what we're going to see in the next year is that Ring magazine is just going to do all the big fights. Everything's going to come under the Ring.
Yeah.
And then the Ring will just say to Frank, Eddie, Oscar, etc., we need your fighters. And then those guys' job is to kind of do all the kind of next level down shows.
Yeah.
So they'll do like you fight for your first world title, maybe a defense or two. And then when they need to do unifications, they'll happen under the Ring.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Eddie in it, really, because I'm starting to wonder if he's losing a bit of his feel for boxing, because they're doing interviews and talking about retirement and all this nonsense. We've never really heard that from Eddie before, have we?
Well, what's he really got when Joshua goes?
Well, take Joshua away. Joshua's not been a world champion, has he? For donkeys, has he now? Really? Was it 2019 or something? 20 or something? When was last time he beat Pulev with his world title win, wasn't it?
Yeah, then he lost to Usyk, didn't he?
Yeah, let me see when that were.
So that would have been 2020, I think he fought Pulev, and then he would have lost to Usyk 2021 and 2022. But I'm not sure. Am I right? Maybe.
But Joshua's in wilderness, really, and why didn't he take that Dubois rematch every fight from his debut? There's always been a rematch clause because he's the big draw. And he's been beat a few times, and he's Ruiz done him, Usyk done him, and he rematched them. Dubois, he had a rematch clause, and he didn't want to know. So I'm starting to wonder if his bottle's gone, Joshua. But if you look at Joshua and Conor Benn, that's Eddie's lot, really. And Conor Benn's not even won an area English, British, or a Commonwealth yet, has he? Do you know what I mean?
No.
So who has he got, really? I know he's got that OPT, and they're saying he's top 10 pound for pound, but he's not a Brit, is he? And he don't do tickets. Let's have a look. Pulev was 2020. We're 2025 now. So Anthony Joshua's last world title win was Pulev, an old fart. That's it. That's his story. And since then, he's had Usyk 2 losses, and Pulev were round 9. Usyk 2 losses, then he's rebuilded with Franklin and Elenius, Wallin, and then Garner. I mean, come on. They can't build us on another run like that, can they, really? Because he might even get beat against somebody like Elenius or Franklin now. Joshua, do you know what I mean? Now his punch resistance has gone. So where does Eddie go with him?
I think you go Dubois rematch, Wilder or Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he does anything else. I think he takes 2 out of those 3 fights and then he's done.
I want to see him fight Wilder. I mean, let's have it right. Pair of them are finished.
Sometimes those make the best fights. Like, Sugar Ray versus Tommy Hearns the second time. They weren't at their peaks, but it was still a good fight.
Or Ron Lyle against George Foreman. Both the punch resistance have gone at that stage. They both were bouncing each other off at the floor.
Oh, mate, they're just heavy. Mate, they're heavy-handed. Because when Foreman came back, I don't think anyone really dropped him, did they?
Ali dropped Foreman, didn't he? Ron Lyle dropped him 3 times.
No, I mean, when he came back in 87.
Oh, no, but he was just a big lump when he came back. And really, if he got beat by Holyfield beat him up, didn't he?
But didn't drop him. Couldn't put him down.
No, couldn't put him down. What did Michael Moore fight him as well?
He got dropped.
Moore got dropped by Foreman.
Yeah.
Did he? But he won the fight, though, didn't he, Moore, didn't he? No, he lost, didn't he? He lost, didn't he? He lost against Foreman, didn't he?
Yeah, he got wiped out.
Yeah, he got wiped out. Yeah, but he won every round, though, didn't he, really?
Oh, yeah. George was like 40-something.
I remember him fighting, Moore fighting, and he's got no money now, Moore. He's skint. He's on his arse. I remember Moore fighting Holyfield, right? And I remember Teddy Atlas in corner with his big pep speak, and he's a bit of a motivator. I quite like Teddy Atlas, and he was saying to him, listen, you're just doing enough so he'll leave you alone, because Holyfield wouldn't leave him alone, would he? And he sort of like turned it around, but they kind of like had a fallout, because he said Teddy made it all about him, didn't he? But he motivated him into the win, so I kind of like felt sorry for Teddy Atlas with that fight. Did you?
Nah, Teddy Atlas talks too much.
Does he?
Yeah. He lives off that Mike Tyson thing, doesn't he? But he didn't even train Mike for that long.
Yeah. No, he didn't, did he? Because he let a gun off next to Mike's head, didn't he, at one point, didn't he? So they got rid of him, didn't they?
Well, that's the story, isn't it? But as
Mm.
Porky would say, load of stolen valor.
Stolen valor. For God, we're surrounded by stolen valor. What about Big Malk's appearance out there, eh? He's praising all things His Excellency and all things Turkey, isn't he? He's trying to get in there for a bit of that Bisto gravy granules. What do you think, Terry?
He's hungry for it. I think
Hey?
you know what happens in boxing. Everyone's like, look, just get out to Saudi, and if you meet the right person, you get a couple of mil thrown your way. And the reason is these guys. There's a lot of arrogance in boxing, so people will see Joe Gallagher going out there having a good time. They'll see Scott Quigg out there. They'll see Brian Rose out there. I'm sure one of the Rimmers is out there as well, and they'll go, they don't deserve
Bobby
it.
Rimmer.
Yeah, and they'll act like they deserve it more than they do. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, but they're all Joe Gallagher's pals. He's going to look after his own, isn't he?
Of course, the right thing to do.
Yeah, because he feels safe and he trusts them people. They're not going to stick it in his back alley. But Joe Gallagher's Turkey's right hand man, isn't he? Basically on the boxing side of things.
Well, on the structural side, yeah, in
Yeah,
terms of getting Saudi boxing up a couple of levels, yeah.
yeah. So he's done well. He runs the Mike Tyson gym, doesn't he?
Yeah, they need Porky out there.
Nah, I won't go out there. I'd come back with one arm missing or something. Be calling me Flipper, wouldn't they? Or Flymo or something. I've got a big mouth and I won't be any good out there, mate. I'll leave that to other people that said they didn't want to go out there, but first chance they get and they're straight out there. I'm looking at other YouTube channels this morning, right? All these staunch people who wanted to be me, they're not questioning anything, are they? They're not asking what should be asked about this situation. They're not.
Is Carl out
there? Hey?
Is Carl Froch out there?
I don't know if he's out there. I don't know. It's not. I hope he is. I hope he's having a good time if he's out there. But I know Big Malk's out there and Sam Jones is out there, isn't he?
Whose career does Sam want to ruin now?
Sam Jones is always there in the mix, Terry, isn't he?
Oh man,
is he painful to listen to now, Sam? Do you think he's running out of ideas to keep because they keep getting licked his fighters, don't they? I mean, what's happening with Jack Catchwell? They keep getting beat, don't they? His fighters, don't they? I mean, they've asked him, is he advising Joe Joyce anymore? And he's like, I want the best for Joe. Listen, the best for Joe Joyce is you coming out saying you want him to retire. He's 40 this year and he can't string a sentence together, Sam. That's what you should be saying. Or your friend Adam Morley should be saying that. We want Joe to retire because he's had it. And there's too many of them hanging around the sport at the moment that have been knocked about and they've had it. But now they've smelled that Bisto gravy. They all think they've got one more ride in them, don't they? Do you know?
Yeah, even Nottingham's Cobra is sniffing around. Even Nottingham's Cobra is having a little sniff around, isn't he?
You keep pushing this one with Froch, don't you? No comment.
Yeah, well, no. What's the word Porky Russ would use? Liquors.
Well, let's just say I thought the Cobra's channel was similar to mine, but he had a bigger audience and he called it out, but it doesn't appear that way, does it now? The narrative's changed, hasn't it? The whole concept of his channel is totally different now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, money smells nice, man.
You want, mate?
That money smells nice.
We don't need no money, does it? Cobra, he's got everything, hasn't he? Everything.
Listen, building student flats in Beeston is very different from that oil money. I promise.
You want me to roast him?
No.
Or roast the Cobra?
He hasn't given you a reason to yet. But hey, you got to be like Putin a bit. Make sure you got your missiles ready.
So we roast Cobra. Say, Cobra, don't ask me to come on your channel and then cock off when I say yes. Okay, there you go. And that's all I'm going to say on the matter. You know, Terry, do I take things to heart?
Slightly.
When Dennis used to say to me, and you've been in our company many times, we've been out on the lash with Dennis, when he used to say to me, we're doing this, we're doing that, what's the first thing I used to say? Well, you've said it now, Dennis. You said, right, this time next week we're going to do this. I said, right, Let me just put that in my notes. Friday, 10 a.m. Remind Dennis what he said. And Dennis would be like, yeah, I've got some bubbling, but it all depends on other people at other end. And I said, no, Dennis, you've said it now. And that used to drive me insane. Drive me insane. But half of the time, it's other people just having meetings about having meetings to chat a load of shit in coffee shops. Because that's what boxing is. It's either a smoothie shop or a coffee shop or out for lunch, chatting a load of shit. That's what we're doing here, wasting my fucking time.
No, but that stuff's important though, Russ.
I understand that, but half of it's a load of shit. You talk, he's meeting people like your Sam Joneses of this world and talking a load of waffle.
But you need it though, because that's the glue that holds the sport together. That kind of mindless chit chat.
What that bullshit?
No, it's just mindless chit chat, Russ. You know.
But it is what it is. But okay, Tunde Ajayi. They're smelling them Bisto gravy granules, aren't they, Terry? Now they're back where they belong, and everything's team bricked up again all of a sudden, isn't it? I mean, what's turned it around?
People get reality checks. That's all.
Do you think they got too big for the boots and started to think that they were better than they thought they were, kind of thing? Because Yard's not really done out, has he?
I'll give you my theory on what happened. They thought they could get a good deal with Sky on pay-per-view. Yeah, fight Boatsy, fight this guy, fight that guy, all on pay-per-view. Earn a nice little check off Ben Shalom, right? And don't be surprised if your mate Malk was involved.
Malk? Okay? Big Malk with his giant fins?
Like yours.
Mine are not giant ones. They just look like a nonsense, don't I?
Yeah, look at that. Now, so they've fallen out with Frank. And you know what, Frank's like, Frank takes things personally. So Frank's like, I'm never speaking to him again. But I think George was like, no. We need all of our chess pieces lined up so that we don't give anyone an opportunity to take advantage of us. So I think it was George who was probably at the front of this one. Yeah. And Frank's gone, you deal with him. I don't want to deal with him. And I think that's how they brought him back. Because like calmer heads will always prevail. So there'll always be people in the middle who go, look, there's got to be a way to sort this. I think it was just like, talk to George.
Well, I look at it like this, right? I always got the impression that Anthony Yard, he wasn't one of them loud mouths. He's a bit of a quiet kid. And I always got the impression that he trusted Frank Warren. That's the impression I got. I always thought that he liked him. He stayed with him all that time. And looking at it from outside, and you hear little things, I always got the impression that Tunde were the guy beating the drum and the guy pulling the strings. And I think they maybe got a little bit too big for the boots. But when in the cold hard light of day, Yard's got a Southern Area belt and a Commonwealth title. And that's it. And he's approaching 34. So really, he ain't got nothing on the mantelpiece, has he yet? You know?
But I think his game was just, and it's one of the, I call it the British disease. We find the easiest way to get a world title.
The WBO route.
Yeah, we use the path of least resistance. And look in contrast, Russ. There's a kid, Keyshawn Davis in America, right? Wins the world title at lightweight, beating Dennis Berenchik, Olympic silver medalist from the same era as Loma and Usyk. Really good fighter. Beats a legit 135 title holder, stops him, right? Yeah. And that's in, 13 fights? We couldn't do that in this country. Can you imagine Sam Noakes doing that in the UK?
Yeah.
And that's the problem we need to fix. Our kids aren't ready for the levels that we want them to be at.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to go on to part 2?
All right, mate. I will do that.
I'll see you in 2 minutes. I'm just going to go for a leak.
No worries, mate.
All right. Cheers, mate. Yeah. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Okie dokie. All right. So we'll see you in 2 minutes on part 2. Pop, bang. And thank you for everybody watching the Anthony Austin video. We've got Canada Bob on later today. That's good. And probably going to have James on and Andy on Monday. Hopefully James about some time. I don't know. I'm not sure because I've got to take my daughter swimming on Monday. We'll get James on sometime Monday, and Andy's going to be on a Monday night. It's his regular Monday night slot. Two-parter with Andy, who is not from Aberdeen. One, peace out.